Hey kiddos, so today I'm going to show you how to take care of chickens. So chickens require a lot of feed. So you can see these feed bags. This is Scratch. This has got some corn and stuff in it. Bam, there it is. And then they also use layer pellets, like there. They look like Roundup bits. And then for the baby chicks, because they're still growing and they're still having to try and make their way in this world, we use a starter pellet, which is medicated. I don't know if you see that. It's on here somewhere. Oh, there it is. That will help them grow and fight off all the diseases and stuff that they'll incur. And it looks a lot like the layer pellets, just really, really small. So I'm going to show you the correct way to feed the chickens and ducks and how I take care of them. Yay! All right, guys, the first part of taking care of these ducks and chickens today is making sure that they're hydrated. And as you can see right now, their pool is really, really nasty. That's because ducks and chickens poop. So every other day I have to drain this completely and then refill it up. And then in between that, I just fill it up. So we're gonna go ahead and drain that now. Oh, wait a minute, what is this? I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me zoom in. Oh my goodness, what have I found? Do y'all see that? That is an egg. Apparently, the chicken or the ducks laid an egg out here. So yeah, we could have a baby duck or chicken soon in about 28 days. I'm gonna put that one back in the chicken coop because that's where the other egg is that I found yesterday. And we'll see if they try and lay on it, keep it warm, and maybe it'll hatch. The chicken's looking at me suspect. Maybe it's hers. No comment, she says. All right, so I'm gonna do that real quick, dump this pool out, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm filling it up. The ducks get really excited. Hey guys, so I'm in the chicken coop. It's kind of gross in here. As you can see, the floor is all covered with scary poopy. But I'm gonna go ahead and put the egg over in the corner, hopefully, so Mama will lay on it and keep it nice and warm. I told y'all there was already an egg. If you look right here, you can see there's the other egg. I believe that's a duck egg because the ducks have been pretty careful watching over it. All that commotion you hear is my ducks coming in, trying to make sure that I don't mess with that egg. And there's our newest additions, the baby chicks. They have to stay under a heating lamp so it can help keep them warm. And yeah, they're about ready for some water and some feed too. So I'm gonna grab their water dish while I'm in here so I can give them some water. All right, so step one is just to drain the pool. So I usually just use my good old trusty shovel here or stick or something to let most of the water drain out from the side. Really, I'm trying to make a video here. So I drain most of the water out. Once I get the majority of the water out, you can see it leaves back a nasty little line there. And then we'll rinse it out so we make sure all the sediment that's ended up at the bottom is nice and cleaned out and ready to fill it back up with water. Second step is to go ahead and spray out the entire pool. Make sure you get all of that sediment out. It's nice and clean. And then we begin to fill it. That's step 3. Now at this point, to encourage the ducks to get in it and to know that it's been refilled and all that, what I generally do is I give them a snack, their favorite treat. They like mealworms. They're just dried up worms. So I'm gonna go get those out of the building. And now I'm gonna give them some mealworms. Mealworms are just dried up worms. but they love them for whatever reason. I usually give about a cup to the ducks in the pool, and then the roosters and chickens will get theirs in the mud. So I'll dump that out, and then I give the roosters and theirs into the mud. And you can see they really, really love it. And then I can't forget to put their stone back in, so in case they want to get in and out of the pool, because they will jump in there. They love to swim. They're really strong swimmers. They also use it to bathe in. So if I put a stone in there, just something to give them a little edge up, then they're able to get in and out whenever they want. And I don't have to worry about picking them up because they're not as little as they used to be. So I'll put a stone in there, and that'll allow them to get in and out. You like the mealworms, guys? Are those good? Yeah? Alright, so while they're doing that and while I'm letting the pool fill back up, I'm going to go ahead and get their feed done. One of the things that we do is they've got feeders that you have to fill up about once every other day. Look like this. These two, as you can see, have the corn in them. Those are for the ducks and chickens. And then this one that has a little pea feed in it, that is the medicated feed that we give to our little baby chicks. So I'm gonna take these and just dump them right over the fence. And then I'm going to go ahead and fill them back up. That way they have a little bit of feed out here. They like to do what's called scratching. They'll take and use their beaks and their feet to scratch up any kind of granules or bugs or worms out of the ground and then eat them. So I'm gonna go fill these up and then I'll be right back. Okay, so the first one we're gonna fill up is the chickens with the starter feed in it. Like I said before, it's medicated. So it's made specifically for the little baby chicks. There's their feeder. You just put it in the top and it actually flows out around it, which is really cool. You just gotta make sure it's locked in. The one time that I didn't make sure of that, it got everywhere. Another thing that I've been finding out the hard way is that the little baby chicks sometimes will get on the top of it and will try and feed from the top because there's so many of them. And I came out the other day, and no, I did not get a picture because it scared me to death. And we had little baby chicks, about 3 or 4 of them, inside of the feed thing because they had ate all the way down and had gotten stuck. So they were stuck in the bottom and couldn't get their way out. So I do try and make sure that even though I only fill these up once every other day, I do check it every day just to make sure, because I don't want to lose any baby chicks to something stupid like they got stuck in the food bowl. After we're done getting this filled up, then we'll go ahead and move on to the ducks. And the way the ducks and chickens feed go, I alternate between the starter scratch and the layer pellets. So the layer pellets tend to be a little bit sweeter, and the scratch has more grains in it, and then the corn obviously, but they don't like it as much. So now we're going to move on to the grains. I'll put about 4 cups in both of them so we get a nice little layer of just the scratch grains, which is the corn. And then I'll layer in the sweeter feed, which is the layer pellets right there. And like I said, these are a little bit sweeter to them. So if they had their way, they just have layer pellets, but they also need other things like grains. So this is equivalent to your mom making you eat your vegetables, this mixing that I do. So I put about 4 things of those in. And then it'll be ready for the chicks. So I'll keep filling, and then I'll show you how the chicks go nuts once I place. All right, so I placed the feed back in there so that they can eat it. Gosh, it's hot in here. And then there's the feed for the ducks and chickens. But while we were gone feeding them and getting their food ready, I don't know if you can see this, but we had a sneaky little duck jump in the pool. Yes, we did. Fred has found his way into the pool and is taking a bath. Mr. Fred, are you taking a bath? Are you taking a bath? Are you taking a bath, Fred? So this one's Fred, as you've seen on the video. And then this one's Bartholomew. That one, he's a male. And then this one is Bertha. That's our female. And they love to swim. Well, the pool's overflowing now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. But as you can see, they actually clean themselves in the pool too. That's why it gets nasty so quick. All right, so I'm going to go turn the water off. All right, kiddos, don't know about you, but I'm super exhausted now. That's a lot of work to just take care of very few animals. We're down to 3 ducks and 27 chickens right now, including the roosters. When I say chickens, I also mean my roosters. But that's what's involved in feeding them and watering them and taking care of them. So hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you next time from the Steele Ranch. To this week's episode, where we're going to start our planting process for our tower garden. And we're going to do that today. Miss Purdue's going to explain to you exactly how we get it started, give you a little tips and tricks. And then, yeah, in a couple weeks, hopefully we'll be able to and be ready to put them in our tower garden.
Yeah, so first thing we are going to do is we have little packets of seeds. So we have basil, arugula, rainbow chard, kale, lettuce, 2 different kinds of lettuce. So we'll just open each packet, and then there's directions on the back on how many seeds to put in each little thing. So we'll do a close-up of all of this in just a little bit. But this is where we're going to start our seeds in each of these little holes. And then on top, we're going to add vermiculite, which is just kind of like a plant food.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started planting these. As a tip and trick, if you've ever planted a garden before, you've seen maybe some people hang these on little sticks at the end of their rows. Well, obviously we don't have any sticks or any sand here. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold them back down to where all you see is the name, and then take one little piece of tape and put it on the side in the rows, or in the order that our rows are. So we know exactly what's planted where, because these will grow at different rates. But I think the consensus, if you look on the back, is that they have to be 1 to 2 inches tall before we actually take them out and plant them in the garden. So we're going to go ahead and do that.
Okay, now we are going to add just a little bit of vermiculite on top of all of the seeds. This will kind of act as our topsoil to cover them and then to help them kind of grow and give them some nutrients. Okay, the last thing we need to do to finish off planting our seeds is just add some water on top. So I'm just going to turn the faucet on really light, and then I'm going to take the seeds and just kind of spread some water on the top of them. And that's pretty much it.
And so how long should it take for these to get about the 1 to 2 inches, you think?
We should see them start to sprout in about a week or so. Some of them a little bit sooner. Other ones will take about a week to start sprouting. An inch or two, I give it about 2 weeks maybe.
Okay. So this is something we're going to be checking back with on the weekly, just to give you a weekly update. And as you can see, we've got all of our seeds up there, so we know exactly what's what and we don't lose them. All right.
Signing out.